All right. So yeah, let's jump in. Thanks for coming to today's breathwork session. The theme of today's session is release and let go, right? Release and let go. And what came to mind for me is my experience with what I initially thought was how we release tension in the body. So when I was doing work in the clinic and I'm kind of doing some like manual work or massage on somebody, what I used to think was that like I would give a stimulus, I'd put some pressure on a muscle and we start to like rub it out. And mechanically, we would start to make some changes there. But fast forward to what we've learned about releasing tension in a muscle and in other parts of the body is really about just prompting it to do the relaxation, right? Our nervous system has the capacity to release tension on its own. But oftentimes it needs the environment and the stimulus, a little bit of a prompt to release this tension. So what we see is at the top of our kind of tension system is neuromotor in nature. It's neuromotor. So our nervous system is kind of activating those muscles just a little bit. And we call that neurologic tone, is kind of the general term for that. And then when we kind of zoom in, we see things like trigger points, knots. As we peel back that top layer, it's like, yes, then we have like real stiffness in the fascia and connective tissue and these types of things. But really the top layer is just our nervous system kind of grabbing a little bit at those muscles. It's kind of like a light bulb that's not all the way on or all the way off. Like it's just flickering. So it's just grabbing a little bit. So when we do breath work, it creates this environment kind of on the macro level to release some of that tension, right? So the whole nervous system shifts from sympathetic to parasympathetic, depending on the way that we're breathing. And we do both, right? So we like take these big breaths for a long period of time, really ramping up the sympathetic aspect. And then this pendulum swings to the parasympathetic side when we do the breath out, pause at the bottom. So it does kind of tie into this idea of like the body keeping the score, right? So we know that some of the tension that we hold in these areas of our body correspond with things like emotions, the somatic experience, and the mind and the body, right? We know are just two sides of the same coin. Mind and body, state and story is another one that I like. Physiology, psychology. So, what we're really going to focus on today is let's release tension in the body. Let's release tension in the body. And with that, we anticipate that our thoughts and the mind level will also kind of follow suit. It's like there's really no way that it won't. Now, with this like kind of pendulum swing, another example that I really like to think about, and we'll use this in the clinic space as well, and we'll use it today, is there's this technique that the Shaolin monks do where they call it like their hand relaxation technique, and they'll make a fist and they'll kind of squeeze fairly intensely for like 4 minutes. And then by letting go, after 4 minutes, it's a lot easier to find relaxation, a lot easier to relax. Um, I don't know if you know this about me, but I've been in like the CrossFit space for some time too. So yeah, I've been CrossFitting for on and off for, gosh, 10, 11, 12 years now, coaching as well. And it's just classically like the workouts are as hard as you want them to be usually. And back in my 20s when I was like really sprightly and I would push pretty much every workout. And after these high intensity workouts, like all I would want to do is just lie down on the floor, go into shavasana, right? Like, and in those moments, like it feels super relaxing. Like that's what your body wants to do. And I'd usually stay there for a minute. Like if I got up before 1 minute, like I was pushing it. I was like, okay, get back. It was like it took a lot of energy, but my body wanted to just chill on the rubber mat floor. So we do the same type of pendulum swing. The harder we push it this way, the easier it is, the more of this effect we get, and vice versa, right? Deeper sleep on our parasympathetic side kind of allows us to be more energetic and alert in some of these things, excited, and so forth. And there's this natural rhythm that happens in the nervous system when naturally throughout the day, but we always nudge it, or we have the opportunity to nudge it, and the breath is like right at the foundation of that, right? So that's part of what we're practicing today, and also just experiencing these like really these bigger swings. Yeah. Um, is that all making sense so far? Any questions? Okay, cool. So yeah, that's basically going to be the big theme today. So it's like we're going to focus on the relaxation, but we're going to do it by like swinging the pendulum. And we don't just go from zero to way up here. Like we just little by little nudge, just like you would if you're pushing your nephew on the swings or something like that. Now, another thing that we are going to tap into, so let's now kind of get into some of the mechanics. So, just like one little practice here is experiencing the breath at the core. So, I'm going to tilt my screen down so you can see kind of at my belly level. And what I'd like for you to do is like you're going to take your hands and just kind of place them on your hips. So, my hands along here kind of follow the iliac crest, but my fingers in the front and my thumbs in the back can interact with my core. So in the front is our belly breath, right? So let's just start with some gentle expansion through the front with our maybe slightly bigger than normal breath. And then see if you can feel it expand into your thumbs toward your back as well. Cool. Now, what I'd like you to do is start to empty out the lungs. Take a breath in to kind of build it up, and then breathe all the way out. And now, as we start to reach the bottom, what do we feel? At some point, you'll feel your core start to brace. We'll feel our core start to brace. The muscles that surround our abdomen in this 360-degree fashion are part of our exhale mechanism, right? That's what squeezes the air out at that last little bit. So we're going to tap into that a little bit. Um, the big emphasis isn't on like these big squeezes so much, but just know that you have that available to you. Little bit of squeeze down, because what happens is as we squeeze down, there's this natural recoil, and this part of the inhale actually becomes passive. The diaphragm gets to relax, the muscles around the shoulders and the neck that pull the ribs up, well, they get to relax on that part of the cycle. Plus, we just get this really nice pump and core brace. It's a nice way to practice our core brace as well. Um, So yeah, we'll start to get into it. We'll be breathing. We'll do the breath work. It's about 30 minutes. It's about 30 minutes. And as always, safety first. So that includes like, yes, kind of like physical safety, but it's also like setting our phone to do not disturb, hopefully like no one comes in and knocks on the door, right? So that we can really just we've dedicated some time to just doing the breathing, and then that's all we have to focus on. Cool. So yeah, we can start to get ready. Pillows, blanket if you want. Eye mask is good. I also like having like a little journal nearby. Like sometimes if I do get like an idea ping and I want to remember it, it's like, well, yeah, just like scribble those down before I even make a move. So that would be good. And usually I recommend lying down, but you certainly could do this in sitting. All right. Nice work. Yeah, we're getting settled in. And the last thing I'd like to mention as we kind of get ready for the breath work is, this is your practice. So everything that I say is just going to be a prompt or a suggestion, right? So you can always come back to just normal breathing if you kind of feel like your nervous system is getting away from you or you're just not enjoying the experience. Well, just come back to normal breathing. And then you can always dial up and dial down as well. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. All right, we're ready. So just getting settled in a little bit more, right? See if you can make yourself even a little bit more comfortable. Maybe we kind of just wiggle our legs, maybe roll our shoulders or stretch the neck. Yeah, maybe there's one last stretch that your body wants to do. And then little by little here, we'll begin to arrive. We've set some time aside to practice. Thank you for doing that. And just lock in. Really kind of tap in and let's have that energy of, I'm really going to do it. I'm going to stay focused. Do my best to practice. We'll start with just bringing our attention to the sensations at the nose. What do I feel at the nose? What temperature do I feel? Is there a difference left versus right nostril? Is it smooth? Is it easy or difficult? And then start to bring your attention to the sensation at the belly. What movement do I feel here? Feel it move in the front, into my sides, into my back. Do I feel my pelvic floor? Do I feel my lower ribs moving? And now we'll start to just make our way through some sighs. So sighs are an inhale through the nose, and then either out through the mouth or the nose. So deep breath in. And first one, we're just gonna go, out through the mouth. Again, in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Super relaxing, just let everything go. Deep breath in through the nose again. A little bit slower, now out through a straw. Out through the nose, relaxing, let all stress leave the body. One more time, in through the nose, In, out through the nose with a hum. And just slowly reaching the bottom. So now we'll start to tap into our bigger breathing cycles. Through the mouth, we'll go belly, chest, and then just let it go to about 80%. And we'll start in 3, 2, 1, belly, chest, and let it go. Belly, chest, and let it go. Belly, chest, let it go. In, out. In, out. Good. So in, out. Good. Find the rhythm. Keep going at this pace. In the belly, into the chest, and relaxing to let it go. With each inhale, see if you can find a little bit more space and expansion. With each exhale, relaxing and sinking a little bit deeper. Finding a nice rhythm. We're separating the belly and the chest breath for now. A little pause between the in and the in. Just so that we can make sure that it's fully expanded into the belly breath, into the chest breath. Still building a little bit here with each inhale. Approaching our first breath hold. 2 more breaths. In, out. 1 more deep inhale, belly, chest, and hold. And let it go. With a brief pause at the bottom here. Just begin to rest. Focus inward. We'll take a recovery breath. 3, 2, 1. Inhale gently from the bottom up. Brief pause at the top. We'll squeeze the pelvic floor, squeeze the core, and let it go. Just returning to our normal breath. And then we'll begin our next round in 3, 2, 1. Belly, chest, let it go. Belly, chest, and let it go. Belly, chest, let it go. Keep going. Catch your own rhythm. What does it feel like to apply 20% effort? Just enough to swing the pendulum. just enough to give a little nudge to the automatic breath. A little bit of this intensity as you pick up the pace, as you give it a little bit more umph, and the breath naturally builds. Each breath in, an opportunity to create more space. Each breath out, an opportunity to find more relaxation. We're almost there. You have time for 2 more breaths. One more deep breath in, all the way to the top, and hold. We'll pause and squeeze everything here. Squeeze and let it go. Now just relax. Pausing at the bottom. There's nothing to do here. Focus your attention inward. We'll just stay in the present moment for this 1 minute breath hold. Refresher breath in 3, 2, 1. Slowly from the bottom up all the way to the top. One more hold up here, and then we'll do a gentle squeeze from the sacrum, from the core. Squeeze it all the way up to the crown of the head. And relax, let it go. See if there's any extra tension that you can release. Where else can I let go? Our normal breath returns. Getting ready for our next round and just enjoying the moment. We'll start our next round in 3, 2, 1. Belly, chest, let it go. In, out. Find your rhythm. In, out. In, out. Picking up the intensity a little bit here. Each breath in finds your courage. Each breath in finds acceptance. Digging our heels in. Staying locked in. Embrace the intensity. Keep it nice and smooth. Still only 20, maybe 30% effort to move the belly and the chest. Still just relaxing on the exhale. You're good. Stay focused. driver's seat. Increase the intensity or decrease the intensity at any time. Stay locked in. Nice and smooth. Beginning to smooth it out, belly into the chest. Starting to become one fluid motion. Doing good, we're almost there. Breath hold. Keep going. 3 more breaths. Deep breath in, all the way to the top, and hold. A little squeeze here. Everything, squeeze and relax. Let it go out through the mouth gently, releasing 80%. Just beginning to rest. Again, focus your attention inward. Find your pulse. Wherever it may be. Stay present in this moment. Recovery breath. 3, 2, 1. Nice and slow from the bottom up, from the sacrum into the belly, chest. Just feel it move all the way to the top, holding at the top again. Now squeeze from the bottom up, toes, legs, core, all the way to the crown of your head. And now, nice relaxing breath out. Release all of the tension in the body. Let your normal breath return. Enjoy the relaxation that you've created in the body. Starting to prepare for one more round. This round is for love. Begin. 3, 2, 1. Belly, chest, let it go. Belly, chest, let it go. In, out. In, out. Good. Find your own rhythm. This is our last round. So build the intensity. Be ready for it. Belly, chest, nice and smooth and expansive. Exhaling, very relaxed, fully passive. Find some comfort in this pace. It's fast, but not rushed. Keep going, you're doing great. Pick up the pace for these last 20 seconds. Deep breath in 3, 2, 1, all the way to the top. One more squeeze here. Squeeze everything. And relax, let it go. Out through the nose this time. Letting 80% go. Resting in the bottom. Focus all of your attention inward. Feel your heart space. Feel your belly. There's nothing to do here. Just resting and enjoying the sensations of the body. See if there's any part of you that yet wants to relax. Any tension that still needs to be released. Present, stay relaxed. Pressure breath. 3, 2, 1. In slowly, no rush, all the way full in the belly and chest to the top. Hold. Now squeeze from the bottom up, toes to the crown of the head. And relax, let it go. Really let all stress and tension go. Let your normal breath return. The nose, and then we'll go out through the mouth with a very relaxed jaw and relaxed lips. In the nose, and air just escapes through the lips. Now sealing the lips, letting the air just flow in and out through the nostrils again. Bringing our attention to the sensations at the nose. Now I invite you to breathe in some gratitude in through the nose and send it into the heart space. I grateful for? Can I experience that gratitude in its essence at my heart? Begin to send that sensation out to the world. Send it to someone. Whoever comes to mind first is usually perfect. And just keep sharing it. You have an endless supply. Your attention inward. Stay present with the breath. Once again, feeling the belly rise and fall, effortless. What is it like to be breathed instead of the one doing the breathing? Stay with this sensation for this next couple minutes. Enjoy. practicing today. Thanks for showing up for yourself, which in turn is us showing up for the world, our friends, and our neighbors. Take what you've learned with you today and into the week. We'll start to make our way back into the space. Maybe some organic movement in the fingers and toes. Nothing formal here, just whatever the body wants to do. Remember where you're at. And make opening the eyes the last thing that you do.
Bare feet on the floor, pulse in my palms. I call my spirit back from every scattered dawn.
Before you open your eyes, you can start to
dancing through my teeth.
Get a sense of the next thing you want to do. What's the body asking you to do next? That could be taking a nap and deciding off here. Could be jotting down some notes in your journal. Could be more stretching. When you're ready, open your eyes and don't look at any one thing in particular. Just take in the whole periphery.
Then strong, I pour it through my chest, I let it run long. Shall I rake or a night?
When you're ready, I'll be hanging out here. Questions, comments, sharing, grounding, basking in the gratitude and love. Again, thanks so much for practicing.
Yes, come in. I speak